Compton was the American dream. Sunny California, with a palm tree in the front yard, the camper, the boat. Temptingly close to the Los Angeles ghetto in the 50s and 60s, it became the Black American dream. Open housing paved the way, and middle-class blacks flooded into the city. Whites don't buy houses in Compton anymore. Now, with 74% of the population, black power is the fact of life, from banks to bowling alleys. But the dream that many blacks thought they were buying has turned sour. Though the mayor and 4 other 5 city councilmen are black, they have been unable to solve the problems of crime and growing welfare, which is slowly turning suburban Compton into an extension of the black inner city. Crime is now as high as the ghetto. 47 homicides last year gave Compton one of the highest per capita rates in the country. Juvenile gang activity, muggings, small robberies make some blacks want to leave.
High energy, full with the wisdom, sense of a rich man, knowledge in the rhythm. This is what I'm using to come up with a style, so I'll interact all together better with the crowd. Nervous for a second and the record starts spinning, and I fall into the state of matter what I've just created. Pumping like the doctor, the into the RE suckers ready to leap up on the tip where we made it. Created so I'll never be regarded as a regular, or just a little bit better than my competitor. You should never underestimate the fashion. I hope on the stage whether I'm coolin' or flashing. Like I'm the concoction created by me when Reggie read E equals the D-O to the C. Knowledge and the talent that my mother had born to her equals a notice I will be born. What is that, Dre?
It's the formula.
It's like a message that only I can understand. But those who wanna comprehend will again be in the midst of a brother. All I can ever in any way, cause Trey don't play. Say what the others say. Originality is a must. Whatever I bust. The funky composition is
Who with me?
and I trust in you. Know it when you hear a funky record with potential. We getting hyped with directing the instrument.
Come here.
Never like what you've heard before and more, nevertheless. See, I don't stress. I mean, I'm like fresh about the freshest. When I'm expressing my thoughts on, body you can help but listen up and get caught on. Because I cook when I pick up a pen and begin in the end it's dope. That's cause I wanna win. Knowledge and the talent that my mother has thrown to her. Because of that, what is it, Dre?
Yo, man, that's the formula.
I got a question. Short show today.
Keeping it dope as long as I can like imagine. Make any record that I do better than the last one. Take a little time, choose the topic and drop it, release at the time. So make it dope beats with
with me?
American poets.
Come here.
At the stations, not many people know of me. I'm the D into the O and the O into the C and the C into the period. Suckers are fearing it.
All right.
The dope style calculated by the great.
Okay.
It's a second to get caught up in my record. New not a kid to be born.
All right. Let's fade out. Let's fade out. Let's fade out. Let's fade out, crew. What's good? What's today? Wednesday? What's good with everybody today? Short show today. I promise you, I'm swimming today. I'm doing me. And let me get this right. I just have a question. I see a few people on that I need to clear the air on a few things before I get to rambling on the things that I ramble about. But I do have a quick question. Who with me today? I'm starting to piss off the family a little bit. Being the Wyatt-Live family, I'm starting to piss off a few people that ride hard with us too, and I'm not trying to do that, not on purpose. But the beauty of this thing called America and life and how sweet it is that we can have the same opinion 1 minute, and then we can not have the same opinion, and we can stay cool and everything is groovy, right? That's what we can do. So I want to thank everybody for coming in, even the ones I didn't already pissed off. But I'm gonna clear the air today on a few things. I'm gonna let y'all know how I feel about a couple things, and then I'm gonna let y'all know, like, if I was wrong, I was wrong. If I was right, I was right. I'm just gonna let you know how it is. But short show today, I promise you. I got a lot going on, and I want to get it done. And yesterday I said the same thing, and I probably said it the day before that too. But it's no bullshit. I got to get some shit done today, and so I'm here for it for about an hour. I got a couple things I want to bring up though, real fast. I see my brother. I see Ben about that check is on here. Yeah. What's up, fam? I'm gonna get to you second. I'm gonna get to you my second, my family member. Tracy Dillingham is in the building. What's up, sis? I'll get to you first. Who is that? Oh, AP in the building. Said, what up, fam? What's good with y'all? Shabazz is in the building. Said, what up, family? Caught the show 100. Thank you. New family member Shabazz is in the building. Stephen Speed is in the building. Says, good evening, Wyatt-Live family. What's up with you? Brenda Early says, happy Wednesday. I remember when Brenda Early used to be the first one in the building, y'all, and she would be early and let us know. She would let me know what day of the week it was, damn near what time it was. But Brenda, you just being here, my sister, my queen, that, you know, I can't argue. I can't complain. AP says like and share. Thank you. You might want to just share it. You may not like what I'm going to say. So we're going to hold off on the like, but please share it. Shabazz says, see, the new folks are already coming in. I love new folks. I love new family members. Says people don't have to agree. Just stay respectful. It's called disagreement. That's right. We don't tote no guns over here for disagreements. We don't tongue wrestle and all that shit either on a disagreement. We get our point across and then we move on to the next one. We stay loving each other and all that. You know, I had this reputation now, believe it or not. I never thought that it would come to this. But I have a reputation of being a downer. I have a reputation. Watching, I'm reading some of the comments in the DM that you all don't see. People send me messages, and I'm starting to receive messages like I'm not a positive person. Listen, I wish I'm going to probably say this again because it's important that people understand why I'm not positive on bullshit. The reason why I'm not positive when it comes to bullshit is because I don't believe in optimistics. I don't believe in empty promises. I don't believe in here we go again, it's going to work out this time. I believe in either getting it right 1 or 2 times or leaving the shit alone. I don't believe in people telling me, oh, we about to do this shit, and it's my 3rd, 4th, 5th, and 6th attempt doing the same thing, and the same outcome has come over and over and over again, and then you want me to be optimistic with you, and then you call me a downy person, or a person that don't think positive. You can't be me and not think positive and stay positive. You can't be me. Try walking in my shoes one day. If you think I'm living off being optimistic, you're crazy. I don't get nothing in life being optimistic. I get what I get by moving forward and putting my foot on the gas, and it's all gas, no brakes. That's what it is. That's what it is. Say what you want to say. But don't you get tired of getting lied to or using optimistics for your go-to, or using optimistics for your, you know, to keep you above water, to make you feel good about it? Nah, fuck that. I ain't on that. And I ain't on nobody trying to make me feel bad because of how hard I go for something. And I ain't about to sit here and be stroking nobody's egos and shit, trying to make it seem like, oh yeah, everything gonna be all right. When, nah, you keep falling in quicksand. And I'm gonna keep telling you once, and I'm gonna let you know a few times, like, nah, this shit ain't right. What you believing in is not right. That's on you. If you keep on believing in it, don't shame me because I have a different process or a different thought. or I go about dealing with my issues a little bit different. That's not cool. Now, let me get to some of my family members that I'd like to address real fast. Been about that, check you first. I'm going to change it up. It's my cousin, y'all. Like, we play cousins on the podcast. We cousins. So, look, said something about something yesterday that I said that he didn't agree with. And that was, I think it was something about, I said something to make you think that I was, thinking that if those police officers wouldn't have gotten the building in Texas, if they wouldn't have got in there. Here, let me put on the screen. I'm gonna put the chat up so everybody can read the chat as it's coming on. I'm gonna drop the screen. So the next time somebody writes something, it'll show up and everybody can read it. So, and he wasn't, been about that check. We cool. We Gucci. It ain't even about like a disagreement. I think he disagreed on what I said, because I said that there was no given that if the police officers would have went in that school building in Texas, if they would have got in there faster than 45 minutes, that some of the kids that were already shot may not have died. I just heard some people talking crazy, like if those cops would have went in there faster, even the people that had already got shot would have probably not bled out. All I said is I don't agree with that. I don't agree with the fact that if somebody is shot by a bullet, just because they get immediate attention, that they still won't die. That's where I was going with it. But when you souping up and putting gas and putting batteries on the back of people's back, all that woulda, coulda, shoulda, and if that would have happened in this, that's not necessary. It's a bad enough situation. And been about that check, you've been hearing that shit for the last few days from the same voices. And it's all on the police. Ain't nobody even talking about the dude that did it anymore. It's all about what the police didn't do. They're not even focusing in on what caused this situation to happen. I got you. Says you just got a better chance. All I was saying, brother. You're right. I'm not disagreeing with that. I was just trying to slow down the chaos agents on pushing. They was basically using a shovel and taking all this shit, and it was the police in the shovel and trying to put all the shit on the police. The dude fucked up. The head of the guy, the chief dude fucked up. He made the bad call. But we don't need all this other extra shit on there, man. We all know what it is. It's funeral time. These are loved ones. And now here we are talking. The bottom line is this. If we have safer schools, we can prevent this. If these schools becomes hard targets and not soft targets, we can prevent all of this shit. Nobody's talking about a solution. We still talking about how fucked up the police is. And then turn police officers into negative motherfuckers because they run in there and get their kids, as if it was a line of them going in there stepping over children. I just seen something that was being pushed down our throat that shouldn't have been talked about like that. That's all I'm saying. Been about that check. What you say, bro? Said, I got you now. I actually didn't catch the chaos comments from the other channels. See, you just got to stick around. You'll know where I was coming from. It was frustration, not based on what you said. It was frustration that instead of looking at what's going on, the entire spectrum of the problem, now we want to focus in on how the police fucked up. It's always how the police fucked up. No matter if a man wrestling with them over their gun, he gets shot and they call that an execution. Y'all can tune out. Anybody that's new, yeah, this is what you get over here. So if you're brand new here, yeah, you're gonna get basically served from the middle. I'm not shifting from left to right and all that. I'm coming right down the middle. I slice right down the middle. I try to keep shit fair. Motherfucker gets served. You didn't call the Walmart shooting an execution. You didn't call the young brother that got snuck up on behind and shot in the back of the head in broad fucking daylight. You didn't call that an execution. You don't even talk about it. New York City already got the toughest gun laws in the country next to California. And here they are putting out, New York introduces 10 new bill laws to tighten up the gun laws, the new legislation in New York. You really think that's going to change? You think that's going to change anything? I know I said this before, but I want to bring this to your attention. Kyle Rittenhouse, the little young boy that shot the 3 guys at the BLM rally in Milwaukee. How old was he when he did that? How old was he when he had an AR-15? Was he old enough to purchase an AR-15? I know half of y'all don't really know the answer because you listened to a bunch of bullshit when they was trying to explain the situation. But the truth of the matter is he was not old enough to even have to purchase an AR-15. His friend bought it for him. And I know y'all thought he had it in the car with him when his mama was in the car and she drove him over to the incident and all that. You believe the stories that you hear instead of getting facts, because facts don't really matter, like I said on the show earlier today. Facts don't matter. At least they will admit that. The facts don't matter, Wyatt. The facts just don't matter. You're right. The facts don't matter to people who ain't got no goddamn sense. But the facts matter to people that really want to get to true raw solutions and get problem solves. Facts will help you solve these problems. Been about that check. I know you seen that one thing. You was listening to what's his name? Emmanuel. At what time? I don't know, 1 o'clock. He said, young black girl, of course you got to put, young black girl gets shot by the police. Young black pregnant girl gets shot by the police 5 times. And then Emmanuel goes in to read the comment, and then he criticizes when the story starts out inside the story. He says, well, listen to this. These are word captures. They saying allegedly the girl was pregnant. Well, that ain't what the motherfucking headlines say. The headline, some people don't get past the headline. Some people read the headline and then, girl, you hear about that sister? She was pregnant. She got shot 5 times. They don't even read the story. Straight chaos agent. And then can't even read the story that has absolutely no facts. They don't know, whoever wrote the story don't even know if the girl is pregnant. The girl, in the story, it says the girl screamed to the police that she was pregnant. There's no proof of that, but since the story says it, it is. And then when inside the story says allegedly she was pregnant, that don't mean she was pregnant. Now, I'm not taking anything away from it. You don't know anything about the story. You don't know what led up to the shooting. You don't know none of that shit. All you know is what the headline says. And the headline was as long as I don't know what. I thought I'd get that off my chest because that bugged the shit out of me today. That bugged the shit out of me today. Keep us all angry. Keep us angry. Police chasing a car that had been, what they call that shit, carjacked. Gun in the car. Am I saying it's a justification shooting? Nope. But I don't know the circumstances. I don't know what led the police to fire. I don't know nothing. So I'm not going to jump to no conclusions. But let's get back to this New York legislation thing. They're proposing 10 new laws. When do criminals follow laws, legislation, and all that shit? Did Kyle Rittenhouse, like I said, did he fit? Could he buy a gun? Could he buy an AR-15? He had one. That's not going to stop anything. Somebody help me with that. So been about that check. That's what I was talking about earlier about that bleed out thing. My bad. I see the note here. I was just going to hit you up and let you know. Like, I wanted to answer it instead of us texting back and forth in the comments over there. I didn't want to keep on, doing that. I wanted to kind of let you hear my voice and let you hear where I was coming from. Yeah, I know. He said, we all know that legislation is just white smoke. Of course it is. Denise, hey fam, went by your office yesterday. Nice. Well, thank you. I probably wasn't there. I'm sorry. The office, Cincinnati, right? Yeah, I probably wasn't there. But yeah. Thank you. I appreciate it. But that threw me off a little bit, the office thing. All right. Well, listen. Like I said, it's gonna be a short show. Short conversation today. Short conversation. No. That wasn't you. Been about that check. That wasn't you on the E-Man show, brother. That was something else. I was talking about what you was commenting to me. Oh, you mean you didn't hear? My bad, y'all. I'm a little confused. You didn't hear what was being talked about on E-Man show. That's what it was. It was about a couple of different things. And I'm going to talk about one other thing that was on there today. I would like your opinion. Been about that check and everybody else. Let me see. Phone lines are open. Let me see if I can put the phone line up there just in case somebody want to call me and fuss me out. That's cool. I'm a grown-ass man. I can handle it. Juneteenth ice cream. Did you hear about that? Did you hear about that? That's one thing I'm going to touch on. Johnny Depp. He ended up winning his lawsuit against his ex-girlfriend, wife, whatever she was. He gets a total of $15 million in a defamation lawsuit. Blew her out of the water. She won $2 million for something, but he'll get $10 million for the defamation, and then he's going to get an additional $5 million for defamation for the malice of the case, which means, and that's something very unusual. They were able to prove by no doubt that she was really trying to hurt him and defame his character, and it did cost him money. Boy, ladies, y'all find a way. Y'all find a way to hurt us. If you don't hurt us in our pocket, you will hurt us in our reputation. And I know we got our ways of hurting you too. I'm not saying that it don't work both ways, but I am saying, but this time, her ass is going to pay. Denise says she ain't going to pay him, but glad he won. She was abusing him. Yeah, she going to pay, or she not going to work. See, it's a little bit different when you're a public figure and you making $10 million a movie. Yeah, it's a little bit different because he'll get your money before you will. You best believe that. He will see that money. Some of it. Let's see here. The other thing, I don't know if y'all heard this or not. 2 things left, and then I'll go into the day. Jada Pickett, from my understanding, went on the red table. I haven't heard anything, but she released a statement about the Grammy night with Will Smith and Chris Rock. And she's saying for the first time that she hoped that those guys work shit out. She hoped they reconcile their differences. She hoped that since they used to be friends, that the evening that happened with Will Smith walking up and smacking the shit out of Chris Rock, she hoped that they can look past that and be friends again. Wow. She started that shit. It's because of her. I told y'all that the day that it happened, the day after it happened, I was the only one that came on and released. I was the only man being a man on the air and released the truth about that shit. I blamed Jada Smith for the entire situation, and everybody hated on me for that shit. Some of y'all hated on me because I told you that man was being abused mentally and that she was a manipulative something. I told y'all. Nobody believed me. I was getting hung up on. Who else? Delita cussed me out. My sister Angela, Athea Williams, all of them damn near blocked me. You just hate women. You just hate black women. What? I was raised by black women. Like I hate them. What you mean? I just know y'all. That's one advantage I have. That's one advantage that I do have. It's been around you my whole life. The respect that I have for black women allows me to know a little bit more than the average guy. The respect that I have for black women has allowed me to understand some vulnerable points in black women, and women, period. But you best believe I took it. I took it on the chin for the fellas. I stood tall on my circle and I preached that whole day after Will smacked the shit out of Chris Rock, and I blamed every bit of it on Jada Pinkett, and y'all thought I was hating on her. Y'all thought I was a problem. Y'all was like, oh, no, he didn't. Oh, no, he didn't. Here she go now. There go my sister right there. She said, leave me alone. It was Will Smith, not Jada's fault. Yeah, okay. And you can't possibly still think that. If Jada Smith and Will Smith got divorced and they go through the same thing that Johnny Depp and his little ex-wife go through, Will Smith will break her ass. He could take her, he'll take every dime she have in this same type of situation. Only difference is he probably won't have a malice, a defamation lawsuit. He'll have an abusive relationship lawsuit. But the malicious malice will come later once they file. If they would have filed divorce, she would go in on his ass. She'll make him. Will ain't as good as y'all think he is. Will got boyfriends, y'all. All the shit that she used to defend and say and all that old shit, she'll bring it right out and make it public. She'll try to, even the things that are not true. She will try to bury Will Smith. But since she didn't see that 15 million go to Johnny Depp, she probably will shut up. She'll probably shut up. All right, I don't want to talk about Will Smith and Jada and all that shit. That's celebrity news. I don't really do that. However, locally in the city of Cincinnati, she says she'll expose him. For being what? Jada will expose Will for being what? She's already exposed how much of a bitch he is. All right? Do I have to go there and say it like that? I like nice guys. Don't get it twisted. I like guys that are nice. I don't like guys that look like they, I don't like Otis Wilsons and shit from the Temptations, and I don't like them old head dudes that be dragging their women, and to show authority they got to make sure that they just grab them by the hair and do. I don't like all that goofy shit. Show how their manhood is not how heavy they hit a woman. There's some guys that think that. And there's some women that feel like if he don't hit it, if he don't love me if he don't do me like that. Y'all crazy. You're nuts. You're nuts. So I don't really want to talk about Jada and Will, but let's just believe. And when I say that she showed how much of a bitch he was, it was the target that Will decided to punch, to smack. Sorry, not punch. Punch is what brothers do. We punch each other in the chest. We punch each other in the face. We pump fake sometime too. Nigga, what? We do not slap. If you slap a man, you're gonna fight. Nobody slaps somebody and turn their back. That means you wasn't looking for smoke. That means you knew smoke wasn't coming back at you. Justin Sharp, my brother, from Shy, you already know. But nigga come smack you, we fighting, right? He better not turn his back. I'll break it. If a man smack me and turn his back on me, I'd have hit him with everything that was on that stage. The microphone stand, the light fixtures, the curtain. I'd have broke his back. But Will knew wasn't no smoke coming back. Now, y'all know I'm no king of talk and all that old shit. But y'all do know that right after the incident, nobody talked about it like I did. No, everybody was like, man, Will this and Will that and bang, 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 bang. But I'm the only one that put that shit on Jada because I'm the real man. I'm a real man that told the real truth. I'm a real man that understands when women are manipulating and abusing a man. I can see the symptoms. I can see the signs. I can see that Will was laughing. And when his wife had that look on her face, that was a gear that he went into. Will went on to be the actor that he is for the rest of the night. Went up there and gave a speech with tears and shit all in his eyes. Went to the after party and danced and shit. He was the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air at the dance party, at the after party. He was the Fresh Prince. He was all that. Used prominent black men in Hollywood to get your heart. Well, Denzel told me. Everybody loved Denzel. I love Denzel. But he want to use Denzel. Denzel told me when you're at your highest moment, the devil. Come on, man. Stop that shit. Stop that shit. That was a punk ass move. Wait a minute. Denise says, wait, Amber Heard, we hating on her. Where did Jada come from? I was just talking about the Will Smith and Jada situation. She made a comment today. She released a statement saying she hoped that they can reconcile their differences. And I blame their differences on Jada. I blame them on her. That's why Jada got the hate. I'm going to stick on that. I already done said the Amber girl. I mean, listen, I didn't even follow the trial. I don't care nothing about Johnny Depp and them. I don't give a shit about Johnny Depp winning $15 million. They all drunks, alcoholics, drug addicts, and all that shit, and privileged in this thing called America. I could give a rat's flying ass how much money any of them made off of a lawsuit. I can give a flying rat's ass. But from a male's perspective, I gotta say thank God that we prevailed one time with a woman being responsible for the shit that y'all do behind doors that always make us look like the bad guy. So y'all just got to take that one, ladies. I'm sorry. You just got to take that one. Let me see. Not the curtains. Yeah, I hit his ass with everything. Listen to what I missed. Yeah. Sorry about that, guys. I'm trying to catch up on some of the chat here. We got a queen in the building, and Davis Denise, she keep us busy on the words. She always, has something to say about it, and that's great. That's good. That keep me on my toes. He said they all drunks. They was spending $100K a month on wine. Like, damn. Yeah, they all alcoholics and drunks and sniff powder and do cocaine. They do all that shit. I don't give a damn. All they gonna do is smoke the 15 million up anyway. They go through $1 million like you and I will go through $1,000. Their lifestyle out in California is different. I went out there one time on business, and I was looking at a storefront, not necessarily a storefront, but I was looking for office space for a potential situation. And when I heard what the rents were, because there was no point in me trying to purchase anything out there, because you're not going to find anything in this particular Burbank area that I was in. You're not going to find anything on a retail end or for sale out there less than $2 million. And on a startup, I can't invest $2 million on a startup in property. So I was doing some research on rentals, leasing. Astronomical rental prices. $7,000-8,000 a month for 1,000 square feet. For all that who may want to know, like if you don't know what 1,000 square feet is, let me just picture it for you. 1,000 square feet is like you going into the mall and finding an inline store, and it's like the smallest fucking store in the mall. Okay, it's the long, thin store. That's usually 1,000 square feet. And you're talking $7,000 or $8,000 a month for something like that. West Coast ain't playing. Shit, they already got $5 gas, $6 gas. They are not playing out there. They'll rip a hole in your pocket. All right, before I get in the topic, I got one more thing. A little bit of local news in the Cincinnati area for y'all. You know the young lady, the daycare worker? Remember the young lady who came to work and was doing some horrific things to the kids and abusing, grabbing by the arms and all that stuff? Well, it's been announced that she has been found incompetent to stand trial. Didn't we all know that? What individual, what grown-ass person would go work in a daycare and abuse kids who was in their right mind? Who would do that? Nobody in their right mind. No one in their right mind would do something like that. So we already knew. Right? So yeah, she's been found incompetent to stand trial. So what do you think about that? You think the sister will get off? You think she'll just go to a mental situation? Do you still think she deserves to go to jail for what she did to a couple children? What do you think? I got a question. Where my sister Crystal Wheelwright? Where my daycare workers and daycare owners? Where y'all at? I got a question for y'all. How the hell y'all get so? Y'all talk about these police people being on the job. How the hell you get a grown ass lady that ain't got no sense and can't and is not competent? How do you employ somebody like that? How does she get a job working with children like that? How does that happen? How does that happen? I'm just curious. That's another question that I have. Maybe somebody will answer that for me later on. All right. Okay, so listen. I got a question for you. It's kind of like in sort of the topic. Like I said, I don't have much time. I only got a few more minutes, a little bit. But I got a question for you. I was listening to E-Man's show, and he brought up at the end of his show, it was interesting. He said something to the nature of, they start talking about Juneteenth. Now that we're in June, I feel like it's appropriate. A few days ago, I seen some things, and the people were talking about Walmart came out with Juneteenth ice cream. Juneteenth ice cream. And what it was an ice cream cup dressed up in American flag, sort of, so say. And it was celebrating Juneteenth. Does that offend anyone? Would you purchase any of it? Do you feel as an African American or even as a white person or a Latino, do you feel that to be offensive that Walmart would market this? Do you feel like that's a stab in the back or exploitation of the black culture? Do you feel that way? Because some of the comments I was hearing, it was gearing to, here they are stealing our shit again. Here they are capitalizing, making money off of something of us. You know what I'm saying? Here they are exploiting us. That was my word. I use that. And all I say to you is this. E-Man said something to the nature of, here they are slapping ice cream in a cup and selling it to our people. And they basically, he didn't say it this way. I'm going to put words in his mouth. He said they're exploiting us, basically. Here they are capitalizing off of some shit that we didn't been through it again. And I say to you, I've come up with this conversation before. I told y'all back in February, and this was a year ago, not this February. I remind you on this February. Last February, I told y'all I had an issue with Target having a display in February, Black History Month. That's the month they want to display black t-shirts and cultural items and things of that nature. I got a problem with it. If you got a problem with the ice cream, you should have a problem with the t-shirts in February. It's all the same shit to me. Who get the money? That's who you should be looking at. Who get the money? And then I pose this question to you. I pose this question to everybody. I asked on this show, I wrote it in. I said, well, what's the difference on slapping ice cream in a cup or slapping Black History or whatever, or Martin Luther King on the front of a t-shirt and selling it out of Target or Walmart? What's the difference? Is it really the product or the principle? And then in the back of my mind, the entrepreneur that I truly am, my question is, why didn't we do it? And then I asked E-Man, I said, how would you feel? Would you feel different of the ice cream being in there if it was a black-owned product and they shelved it and sold it in Walmart? Would you feel different about the product? Or are you just mad? You're not necessarily mad at the exploitation. You're just mad that the dollars of the Juneteenth is not going toward the black community. We're not making the money off of it. So that's what you're mad about. You're not necessarily mad that Juneteenth is being exploited and they're doing an ice cream. It has nothing to do with the ice cream, right? So I need you to have that same energy, brother, when they put t-shirts up there. I need you to have that same energy when they put black literature in the Walmarts and especially Target, and they set it in the front of the store. A couple of my buddies, a couple of them who thought I was negative when I first started Wyatt-Live, because of course truth can be negative to people that live off optimistics. People that live off being optimistic always think people that keep shit 100 are being negative. They just never learn to get away from hope. Some people got people just dangling on hope. And I'm just not that guy. A couple of my friends who probably don't even talk to me anymore, and I'm talking about sandboxes, because of my take on how Target pump faked us about a year ago when all this George Floyd shit was going on, and putting more black products in Target. Target pump faked the community and said, we're going to give 30% raise in our inclusion of black shelf products. Okay. That's what you always say when a situation occurs. That's that optimistic shit you should throw on them. You can miss me with that bullshit. I've been around it too long. I know the policies and the procedures. I know what it takes to get a contract with you guys. I know what it takes, and I know what you require from us to get a product on your shelf. I know how valuable that space is. So you pump fake that shit to them, and I'll sit back and tell the truth, and then I'll let my old friends be mad at me because I'm now telling them the truth about some bullshit that they didn't feel victim of again. I'm sorry. I just have to tell the truth. And then that's me being that old, I'm a hater shit. And bro, you just need to get a little bit more positive. How the hell I need to be a little bit more positive? Maybe you need to stop learning, just learn to stay away from so many optimistic people. Don't get hope confused. People will lie to you with you being optimistic. They will lie to you. AP then wrote a book, y'all. I can't get all this on there, bro. I felt that way. Saw your comment also. Think it's one thing to help promote and distribute black produced products. Another to try and further capitalize future on the struggle of our people even more. They still get money by helping to promote and sorry, I can't. I'm gonna see if I can get some more on there. AP, you should break these comments up sometime, like send some of it and then send the next one, like after 3 or 4 periods, you know, when you write a lot, and then after that 3rd or 4th period, then try to send another one, because I can't get it all on the screen like I want to. But there it is in the comment section, y'all. I forgot I put it up on the screen. My apologies. AP, you keep doing it the way you're doing it, my friend. I'm learning how to work the software. So if you look on the screen up there, AP has wrote his comment. I have read it because I couldn't get it all up. Still, they get the money. Some things that represent us, no one else should be included on. Just my opinion, Wyatt. I could be wrong, bro. I ain't perfect. No, none of us are, AP. That's a great take, bro. I appreciate that. That's an amazing take. I get it too. But yes, we get exploited all the time, our greatness. I remember when they used to laugh when they seen gold on cars. You know, gold stripes, gold rims, and all that shit. Years later, you find one of them on the Cadillac showroom floor with the tire on the back and the damn canvas top. That was supposed to be some hood shit, right? Okay. That's okay. What's up, Jeannie? What's up? Good to see you, Queen. There's another piece of royalty representing one side. She's a piece of royalty representing some section. You know, when you got royalty, you control a section. Queen of a section. Jenny says That is exactly 100. The issue, Wyatt. The only black-owned, national marketed ice cream brand is in Walmart, Target, Jungle Gyms, etc. Instead of Walmart just selling the product, they produce a signature flavor of black-owned brand and market it. I can't get all of it in there, but it's on the screen. She said, and marketed it as Juneteenth. Okay, there it is. I get you, sis. Here's my question. I'm gonna read this comment right here, and then I just want to see if my comment may be like misunderstood if I say this. Let me read this one from Davis Denise. Liz Rogers got a lot of good press behind that ice cream, and she in Walmart stores too. She markets to all. Okay, now let me ask you a question. I've never tasted Liz Rogers ice cream, okay? And maybe I'll try it. I'm an ice cream. I love ice cream, so maybe I would. Now I'm listen. When it comes to ice cream, I'm not like trying banana pudding ice cream and Rocky Joe Frazier and shit like that. I'm a basic guy. I don't like all these red velvet strip cakes and shit like that, pineapple upside sponge and all. I don't do that type of shit. I'm a real basic guy. I don't like all those different flavors because I don't like a lot of different foods. Okay, I'm kind of basic. All right, but that don't mean anybody else can't do what they do. However, here's my question to you. What if Liz Rogers would have came up with that same idea, who owns a black-owned ice cream store brand? What if she would have did a commemorance? See, this is how we need to be trying to put ourselves in pockets. Walmart, this is what you should do. What if I would have put my ice cream inside of your Juneteenth commemorance cups, and we would have did a joint venture? It would have been my brand in those cups of ice cream that now you want to call Juneteenth. See, this is called knocking on the door sometime. I'm not shooting shots. I'm shooting like I'm on her team. If I was on her team and I seen the potential of them wanting to do some type of branded ice cream and call it Juneteenth, how many other black-owned ice creams are in Walmart? How many black-owned ice creams are in any national chain across this country? I'm not going to say that there's none. I'm not going to say that there's none, but we all know of one. Locally in the Cincinnati area, we all know of one, right? If you can knock on the door to get yourself in, that's beyond half the battle. Once you're in, it's now time for you to be creative. Now, obviously, it was not her decision to come up with a Juneteenth ice cream. It wasn't her call. She probably wasn't even in the decision-making or the nucleus of any of that shit. But you just best believe, if I'm in that market, you already know I'm the black-owned distributor and maker of my own brand. I got to be in your face when you considering to do something like that, and I should be on your mind. I should be on your mind. And it's up to us to be able to do that. It's more than just being somewhere. You have to be effective when you're there. One of the things, now, okay, I know somebody gonna get mad. I'll get a DM. My DM's blowing up right now, I'm sure. One of the things I found myself when I have absolutely no money at all, when I first started out in business, I started out in retail. And I would always try to get into the famous malls, the big malls in whatever city it was. And do you know the more attractive the space was, or in center court, or the more visible it was, the more expensive it was to be there, right? It could cost you thousands of dollars to be in a mall to set up a small store or even a kiosk. However, I would always take the small corner down in the dead end of the mall, the smallest storefront, and it was up to me to reframe it and make it do what it do. And then I couldn't just be down there and be dead in a dead alley, a dead run. I had to cut the music up. I had to turn the lights on. I had to go around to the food court, and I had to put things on the table. I had to go to the management office and try to work things out with other companies and try to do whatever I can do to incorporate myself in the entire spectrum of the mall. It wasn't me just being content of being in the mall. I have to find a way to draw attention. I have to find a way to advertise outside of the mall. I got to find a way to advertise within the mall. I got to find a way to get the employees of the other stores to do business with me. I need to find a way that they can refer me into things. I'm just saying it's more work to do than just be there. No shots. All I'm saying is if Walmart is buying t-shirts from me, if I have a contract with them and I'm doing if I'm doing Black History t-shirts in February for them, damn it, you best believe I'm going to be their contract. I'm going to be somebody they talk about if they talk about doing some shirts in June for Juneteenth. You got to think of me because I'm always in your face. I'm calling. I'm always there. I'm proposing situations to you. I'm not falling back. I'm not going to wait for them to come up with ideas. I'm going to create those ideas. I'm not content with February. I need February and I need June, and damn it, I need the other months that I can do some things. And I want to create opportunity. Don't you dare create a black t-shirt and don't consider me when you do that shit. Now I know I'm sounding like a big dude. I'm sounding like I shoot shots at Walmart or at Target and all that. No, that's not how it works. I'm not saying go in there as an asshole. I'm saying there's a kindness. You can kill them with a kindness. You can kill them with a politeness. You can kill them with being an option that they just don't give them any choices. You invest in yourself. You show Walmart there's no, I tell you what, if I can show you how to make some money without you putting your own money, this is what I used to say to all my rich, see, look, I grew up downtown and we used to play basketball. Well, I used to watch cards of the Bengals, okay? I was fresh. I wasn't doing nothing. I was 17, 18 years old playing ball with Tim McGee and James Francis and all them guys down at the YMCA downtown. And I was working at a record store as a child. Wasn't making any money at all, but I found my way to be trusted by millionaires. And any way that I could try to get, you can never get a millionaire's money. You can never get a football person's money because everybody's trying to get their money. But my spiel was always a different spiel to them. I would always say shit like this, and y'all can steal it. I've been using it for 20 years. What if I can make you some money without you putting your own money up? Or what if I can make us money and whatever you put up, I'll match it. So if you put up $500, now I'm a kid. You put up 500, I put up 500. I need $1,000 to be able to do what we're doing. If I can match the money, will you do business with me? I'm just as committed as the person that gave me the $500. Now you can use whatever dollar amount it is you want to use, but I'm just saying that's just how I did it. Kenneth Stevens, what's good, bro? I ain't seen you in a while. He said, stay solid, my guys. Kenneth Stevens monitoring you young men. Yeah, that's right. I know you got your young man program. Thank you for coming in for a sec. Appreciate you. Tiffany Daniels, what's good, sis? She says, Sylvia Brownlee from Cincinnati has a black-owned skincare line in Target. Push it. Would y'all be mad if Sylvia Brownlee had a Juneteenth special edition commensurate package of black skincare? Would you be upset at that? I wouldn't. But don't get mad if fucking Carly Kardashian or whatever one of them little girls' names is that got all this makeup and shit out there. Don't get mad if they come up with the ideas and we don't. Don't get mad at somebody that know how to make some money or don't mind making money. Don't get mad at that shit. Now, I don't agree with it, but I never get mad. I can't get mad because they were willing to put their foot forward on it. Rodney King, what's good, brother? Cheryl Gross, what's good? She says hello to everyone. Let me see something here. Shabazz. The Botulinum Corp got the patent for the ice cream to make money off of us with no intention of including us in one of any of it. So I say F them and they ice cream. Well, here's the thing. The Botulinum Group, what are they? I don't know. Okay, I'm not gonna. I don't know. Are they like a Jewish group, a white group, Muslims? I don't know what they are. I'm not mad. All I'm saying to you is this. Here's where our biggest argument would be. Our huge argument is this, bro. You told me no, but you let them do it. When we're in a situation like that, you ain't gonna get nobody harder than me on your team. But I don't get mad at shit that get done with no competition, with nobody even competing. I don't get mad at that. I'm sorry. Y'all can get mad, cancel me now. This ain't got nothing to do with black and white. This is about business. Y'all, listen, if I could come up with some shit and it was another culture and I see a place that they missing and I come up with it, how could they possibly get mad at me? I've been told y'all I seen a hole in February. Target, Myers, Walmart all set up displays in the front of their store for Black History Month. And the only play that some vendors can get in February is in February for Black History Month. And those products get boxed up the day or two after February ends, and we're right back where we started. It's an illusion of inclusion. That's what it is. That's all it is. So my buddies that I lost last year who have their own products and shit, I'm sorry that sometimes you just got to hear me for how raw it is, but I knock on these people's door. I've been accepted. I've been declined. I've been accepted. I've been declined. I've been everywhere that maybe you haven't seen yet. And some of the places you've been, I haven't seen yet, but I'm just telling you, I know optimism that's being pushed down my throat. I've seen it too much in my life. And I don't depend on it. So I'm reading some comments. Shabazz says, point is, they always run to get our shit patented. Why don't we? I know it costs money. Let me ask you guys something. I know it always comes up, Art, and I don't want to use the word excuse, but our answer is always this. It takes thousands to get something patented. It takes money to do this. It takes money to do that. We can't do that because of this. There's always something slowing us up from doing something. But what we don't do is look at alternative resources to get our answer. I could tie Juneteenth up for the next 10 years if I wanted to. Oh, Wyatt, you got it. No, I got the knowledge. It ain't about the money, it's the knowledge. Get the knowledge, the money comes. I would take, like I told y'all, there's some females that I know, some sisters I know that are millionaires. Ain't got a dime. They rich as hell because they got a lot of knowledge. They just ain't got to the money yet. I love them. I appreciate them to death. Millionaires just ain't got no money yet. Rich as hell. Here's what I'm telling you. The knowledge is how you get the money follows the knowledge. I would not want to be a fool and get the money, then try to learn. That's an expensive lesson. The decimals, the digits change when you go in that order. The periods change. The commas change when you get the money before the knowledge. Give me the knowledge and then the money will come and we'll all be better off. Listen, there's so many different ways of learning, but what we got to do is learn how to appreciate one another and learn have no holdback of teaching one another. Now, some would say what I just said was a criticism because, yeah, you don't know her situation. She can't patent Juneteenth for ice cream. I didn't say that. I'm just using this particular situation as an example of how when people stay ahead of you, you should learn from that and get them on the next thing that needs to happen. Create. Opportunity is created by vision. Come on, man. Everybody, you know that. Have you ever just been sitting on your couch at home in a drought, not doing shit, feeling sorry for yourself, and somebody just fucking came and knocked on your door and said, today your lucky day? You know that bullshit they sell to you, the clearance house? You see how they come knock on your door with this big ass check and balloons and shit? And got a $10 million check waiting for your ass and you ain't done nothing for it? How many people you think really win that shit? Even the ones that bought all the magazines and the TV guides and all that shit to try to win that free money. I know some gonna say, no, Wyatt. No, you can't do that. All I'm telling you is this. Has anybody that got a problem with Walmart doing a Juneteenth? Listen, I'm not a fan of it, but I gotta ask a real question. Does anybody who has a problem with Walmart doing that ice cream thing, what have you done with Juneteenth? What have you done to make an impact in it? And I don't mean celebrate it. I don't mean go spend money. Have you invested in Juneteenth? Have you seen any kind of way that you can find something that we missing? Have you did a coffee mug? Have you done a t-shirt? Have you done a mask? Have you done anything to benefit off of anything of our culture? What have you done? Here's the answer to what I say about why I won't get mad. Because I heard E-Man say some things on his show about how, you know, like, I find it offensive and this and that, and they won't come out with Jewish products. First of all, E-Man, if you're watching, I'm sorry, you know, I don't mean to like attack. I'm not saying that. But I do have to tell you this on the air. I'd like to disagree with you on this. You said you compared Juneteenth with the Holocaust. I have to disagree with, I have to tell you that that's apples and oranges when it comes down. You don't celebrate the Holocaust. Juneteenth was signed in order by your president, by our president, Joe Biden, as a national holiday. Holidays are meant to be celebrated. That's Joe Biden that publicized that and made it a big deal that, like, black folks, some of us was already celebrating Juneteenth. Joe Biden signed that shit into law being a national holiday. It's a day that you can go grill and barbecue and do all the shit that you want to do. It's a day that you can get off work. The day the banks are closed. So you can't compare that to a national disaster of the Holocaust. That's just that's apples and oranges. Bad comparison. I understood what you were doing with it, but it's just a bad comparison. You can't compare the two. Joe Biden has signed it into law. He has made it a national holiday. So that opens the door for people to publicize it, capitalize off of it. And no, I don't think that Walmart would ever do a Holocaust t-shirt. I don't think the bakery I have a Holocaust, you know, a line of Holocaust cakes back there. That would be very disrespectful. And I think if you can find respect in the fact that Juneteenth is a holiday, then you should be able to find the respect that it's meant to be celebrated. It's the same thing. One is meant to be celebrated and one is not. So that's why I say that you can't compare the two. Look up what Juneteenth is. As he was talking on his show, I just straight up just looked the definition of what Juneteenth is. And it told me, I'm a verbatim, I don't know, I'm gonna put it in a nutshell what it said. It basically said the celebration of African-American culture and the abolishment of slavery. So if it's celebrating black culture, it leaves the door open for celebration, right? That leaves the door open for basically, I don't know, making it a 4th of July type of a holiday. Think about the 4th of July. Think about what they're truly celebrating, the independence. Think about that. Think about all the death that came. Take the color out. Think about how much death came in the 4th of July. And now it's a holiday. That's just how I feel. Now, do I agree that Walmart should be selling the ice cream? Not necessarily. I don't necessarily think. But here's the thing. I ain't mad at them. Because if a black company would have came in and did it, I don't know. I mean, names don't matter to me. I'm saying if a black-owned company came in and did T-shirts in February for Target, I wouldn't be upset, right? If a black company came in and did ice cream at Walmart, I wouldn't be upset. But if a black company is not coming in to knock on the door for Target to do Black History Month T-shirts, how could I be upset if they sell them anyway? If they're going to sell Martin Luther King T-shirts, We Shall Overcome printed T-shirts, and no black vendors are going in there to set it up, then yeah, how could I get mad at them? Now, here's where I would like to pose the difference in it. If you can show me companies that are black owned going to Target saying, here's our display, this is what we do, this is what we want to do for February in commemoration of Black History Month, this is what we want to do, and they're denying all these companies, and then they end up doing it on their own, now I got a problem with them. Nah, we ain't gonna, y'all can't do that. We gonna do it. Now I got an issue with it. And I can really be a stickler and say I got a problem with Target and Walmart and all those companies anyway, because they don't allow us to be there outside of February as vendors. It's another connected type of business. You got to know somebody. So yeah, I mean, when we start competing in certain space, and we're losing the battle in that space because they would rather deal with someone else than deal with you, then yeah, you got me. You got Wyatt on your team. We can make all the noise. We can do it all together. I'll be your number one cheerleader. I'll put the pom-poms on in the whole nine, and I'll sit here and talk for 2 hours about how wrong they are. But you're going to have to show me somebody that wanted to get in that space and they were denied, and then the company Walmart ended up doing it instead of, sometimes that happens to people. Not necessarily black or white and all that. Sometimes businesses are proposed to other businesses and they deny it and say, nah. And then they end up running it themselves. Cutting you out of what you thought you created. We all done been there. Everybody has thought of something that they thought was a good idea. You want to hear mine? Y'all gonna laugh. You gonna laugh. You gonna laugh. Years ago, this is a true story. Now, you know, me telling you this, y'all gonna be like, nah, ain't no way. But yes, there is a way. Years ago, I had an idea and I took it to my wife. I said, listen, I have an idea where I think I can make things convenient for people. And she listens. My wife is not an entrepreneur. She listens to for years, on top of years. She's listened to all my ideas. And I can tell by the look on her face when she's not interested. And I have said things that I know she was just agreeing with it because it was me. But one that I missed out on was the thing that Kroger's, the grocery chain, is doing right now. I said, if people can order their groceries off of their computer or their phones or whatever, and have the groceries already at the grocery store bagged and ready to be picked up, sort of like what they call curbside now. I said that'll be a home run. And she thought about it, and then she gave me all these different questions of, well, how would you get that to work? Who would work in the store? Who would be the person that's putting the groceries in there? Who would be the shopper? Who would this? And how would you get the order? And how would you do? And it was all the shit that I didn't truly have the answer for at the moment because it was an idea. Now we turn around and look at each other when we in Kroger's and we watch these little big ass blue carts run down the aisles and these kids throwing shit in the carts, looking on these monitors, they phones or whatever, these devices, and we see them putting shit that they got in these orders and putting tags on it and throwing it all in the cart. And I look at her every time and I say, you know, that was my idea. Now, of course, somebody else had the idea as well. But here's the difference between those that talk about it and those that actually do it. See, it was always something that I just talked about. And while I was talking about how great the idea was, there was somebody that was actually executing it. I'm talking about that was 10 years ago. About 7 or 8, close to 10 years ago. Close to 10 years ago. And here we are at a point in our lives now that you can order all your groceries online. Pick them up at the store, bagged and ready to go. And my wife was telling me, nah, I don't want nobody touching my fruit. I don't want nobody touching this. I want to be able to pick my own this. I want to do this. I want to do that. I said, well, that's you. The store is still open. You can go get your shit. But there's a lot of people that are single moms. They don't have time to do grocery shopping. There's a lot of elderly people. They don't really want to go shopping. Well, they don't use computers. Okay, listen, I'm not going to sit here and tear the idea down. I see a future in it. And here we are 10 years later or so. And now I don't use it at my home. But if I ever go on vacation or we go somewhere, not only do the management companies sometimes have it where they have those order shit, they will drop it off at the house and stock your refrigerator. The shit is just, it's like crazy. And I was 10 years ahead of that game. I wish I would have got, that would have cost a lot of money to invest in. It would have took a lot of money, but it was the thought. And it also made me realize, like, man, you know, here I am thinking and coming up with these ideas. And, you know, I'm a doer. I am a doer. But that was one. I thought I'd share it with you. Well, I don't know what it's called. It's a grocery pickup and delivery service or whatever. But I can't get mad at Kroger's because they actually use somebody to fulfill that order or that need. I can't get mad at them because they did some shit that I only could think of. Can't get mad at them for that. Linda Matthews, hey, what's up? Hey, Linda, I reached out. Instacart, that's what it's called. I've done it a few times on vacation. Like I would go somewhere not familiar with the neighborhood, the area, and we would order, you know, whatever groceries or whatever food, and they would have it delivered to the house or whatever. I've never really done it at home. I've never really done that service at home. But I felt like, damn, you know, here we go. I grew up coming up with ideas and not executing them. Another one that I came up with was, I know that I could use, it was like Uber Eats, but it wasn't Uber Eats. It wasn't DoorDash. It wasn't any of that. It was me wanting to provide a service of driving food, like at McDonald's. Place your order with us. We'll pick it up at McDonald's. We'll drop it off to you. My wife will tell you I was saying all that shit years ago. 10 years ago, I was saying all of that. I just didn't execute it. I didn't execute it. And I'm not here to be mad. I can't be mad at Uber Eats and DoorDash or whatever. I can't be mad at them for executing something that I only thought of. And I didn't, you know, ain't nobody steal shit. Great minds think alike. I always say that. You just got some that's going to do it and some that's going to sit back and say, this should be dope if we had this. I can't get mad at Target if they putting Martin Luther King, I Have a Dream speech t-shirts in their store. I just want to see them in their I want to see them in their Monday through Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and I want to see them January through December. I don't want to just see them in February. Now, who's to say this? Think about this. Think of the opportunity. And since Walmart had this ice cream and they got all this pushback and blowback, they have now taken the ice cream off the shelves. Wasted all that. They'll send it somewhere. But they didn't wasted all that marketing and energy and thoughts into that. Got rid of it because now they don't want to piss off the black culture. The same culture they was trying to get the dollar off of, they don't want to piss it off. The win-win for them, if it was introduced to them or if they were put in position to think about this, the win-win would have been, oh, y'all don't want to buy the commemorates Juneteenth ice cream? Well, it's supporting a black-owned business. And nobody would have said shit. Everybody would have fell back, including myself, and probably would have went to the nearest Walmart and bought me some of the ice cream. Just in support. But no. Now, do I blame Walmart for that? No, I can't blame Walmart for that. Maybe they didn't even think about doing it. But you best believe if I'm doing t-shirts for them in February, I'm going to be one of the vendors that's going to hit them with idea on top of idea of what's coming up in June. Now we got these Juneteenth. This is what we need to do. I'll stock it. I'll inventory it. I'll do what I need to do. Just give me the space. Give me the shelf space. And now I got February and I got June locked up. And now I got to start working on other months. How do I get other months set up in the highest level retailer in the country? First of all, let me tell you how tough retail is. I don't care who you are. I don't care how long you've been in retail. I don't care if you're about to get in retail. Retail is the hardest market to dominate, especially as a small-owned company. It could take millions of dollars to market your ice cream throughout Walmart. Now, that million can be reduced from 5 million to maybe $1 million, because now with the use of, social media and things of that nature, it's a little easier to market your stuff, but nothing markets better than, state to state and the word of mouth. How are you going to get people in Idaho to know what you drink, to go get at Walmart? How are you going to know? How are they going to know in Nebraska? Retail is one of the hardest nuts to crack because it takes tons of money to market yourself. 70% to 80% of your money in your business goes towards marketing when it comes to retail. Think of that. Think of that. Davis Denise says medical weed delivery is new service that's booming. Probably so. Weed in general is booming. Not something that I'm interested in, but yeah, it's a thing. I'm not a big weed guy. I don't support recreational weed. I don't. And the reason being is because it's still not going to support the true economics that need to grow from it. I'm watching Colorado. All you got to do is pay attention to certain things. Pay attention to Colorado and Las Vegas, Nevada. Pay attention to those two states and see if that shit is working out. They're making a lot of money. But the same people arguing about the space for us, for black folks, see how many black folks getting paid out there. The black market is still wide open. That money, that weed is so heavily taxed, and it's not regulated by the government yet. I don't think it ever will be. But like I said, I'm not one to get happy because somebody did something to me, but they're getting a lion portion of the money. And I've had friends and family, and I've had a lot of situations where a lot of people did a lot of time for that same shit that they making money off of right now. And I don't see black farmers across this country growing marijuana for vendors. I don't see it. I don't see it. There's brothers sitting in jail right now still doing time for messing with ounces for pounds of weed. And you want to make it recreational, and you think that dangling the carrot, see, that's that optimistic bullshit again. Go ahead and give them the opportunity to approve it and do all that shit in your area, and let's see how many of the licenses will come to your neighborhood. How many of the stores will we own? And I'm talking about the dispensaries themselves. I'm not talking about where you can go buy a pipe and some t-shirts and a fucking weed basket and some incense and shit like that, bag of Grippos and bow plops and shit like that with it. I ain't talking about where you go when you get the munchies. I'm talking about where you go to get the product. You know how much those licenses cost? $25,000, and it ain't even guaranteed that you're gonna be approved. Bootleg cabs existed in the hood. They just didn't have a way to make it legit. The internet and smartphones made a way for everything that was illegal legal. Now we have Lyft and Uber. Strategy. That's right. But y'all know them bootleg shit. I used to take a bootleg cab, $5 downtown from Walnut Hills. If I missed the bus, I used to take the 4 downtown from my grandmother's house. She lived over on Beecher. She was old. We were older. I was going to work. I would have to catch that bus, go down to Globe Records. I would catch the 4 downtown, right outside of Beecher. If I missed it, I'd walk my ass right over to the little pool hall, to the barbershop pool hall across the street, kind of corner from that Shell gas station. Some of y'all know what I'm talking about. The Muslim brothers used to be over there cutting hair. That's where I used to get my hair cut, as you know. And shit, it was a line of guys, looked like Kroger's over there with all them bootleg cabs. And let them bid. How much to go downtown? Shit, $3, $4, $5, $7, $5, $4. It was on countdown. $10, $9, $8, $9, $6, $7, $5. Come on, $5. Let's go. Give a damn if I had to sit on milk crates in that raggedy ass car. I was getting downtown for that nickel. Bootlegs be dirty as hell, but I got in that mug. Got you there faster. It was $5. Okay. I remember my grandmother, when we lived downtown in Laura Holmes, she would have to go up to the Kroger's up there. She would take her shopping cart. Who remember those? Who remember the old ladies, the older ladies back in the day would take it was really a clothespin cart. You know, them metal, those little aluminum metal things, them little cart things you drag and shit. You know, 2 wheels on it. It was really for laundry. But my grandmother would walk up to Kroger. Sometimes she would take a bootleg cab up to Kroger. No, what she would do is she would walk up there with her thing, with her little cart. Go grocery shopping, fill the cart up, put it in her little, y'all know, some of y'all know, clothespin, you know, was the laundry thing with the 2 wheels on it, metal. Y'all know, some of you. And she would walk all the way back from the Kroger's with all these groceries and shit. That's right, Linda. Go over to Findlay Market and get some windmill cookies, some mama's cookies, some squirrels. Y'all know the little candy squirrels and shit. Oh man, I was a kid and I couldn't wait for my granny to get home because I knew she had a squirrel or 2 in the bag and a windmill cookie, and it was always something special in them carts. I miss my granny. I miss my granny. So small things like that made me behave. It was the small things like that gave me structure in life. And I watched my grandmother, a single mother. I watched her struggle, and she made it look easy. She made that shit look easy, y'all. I didn't even know it was a struggle until I got older and realized, who the fuck does shit like that? Do you know That my kids would think I was crazy if they ever seen me walk the Krogers. They would think I was nuts if I walked the Krogers with a bin and came back with groceries and shit and I didn't walk the 1.5 miles, 2 miles. They would think I was nuts if I walked to a market. They would think I was out of my mind. The small things my grandmother did for me was almost the most important thing, if not the most important thing that made me a man. It gave me dignity. It gave me respect. It gave me honor. And I don't know if we necessarily seeing that same. You know, we talk about these young kids. We want to talk about them, but they only as good as what we teach them. I've been saying that. Yeah, that's why I say I hold parents responsible for the shit that their kids get into, because you know what? No, nobody's teaching their kid to be a criminal. Nobody's teaching them to be. I mean, some do, but I'm talking about the majority. Even the kids that get in trouble, the majority of kids that get in trouble, most of them come from somewhere that they've been in front of some respect. Somewhere down the line, they've been in front of some respect. They just veered off and chose to do something different. Let's be 100. Let's just roll back the clock 1 second, if you don't mind. Listen, I know I'm not the highly viewed ass show and talks and all that old shit, but I consider myself to be one of the realest because of the shit that I say. And here's one of the things that I'm going to say when it comes down to accountability. And I'm going to say this. Let's roll back the clock. The kids of today, if they had to live with the parents that we had back in our days, would things be different today? Or would we still be going through the things we're going through? Imagine having the values and the love, the things that we went through, the village love, and all the technology and shit we have today. I think this world would be such a better place. Folks my age, we're getting the tail end. We're getting the tail end of all this technology and this greatness. Some of our friends have already passed on and this and that. Look, I'm at the tail end of being able to see friends that I went to high school with. Some of you still live in the same area, same neighborhood, same city that you went to school in, so you could see Earl. There go Earl ass. He ain't been doing shit since the 9th grade. I knew he was going to be a fuck up. There go Earl. But I had some of my Earls I just ain't seen in 20, 30 years. My children take all that shit for granted. My kids have friends on teams. I got a daughter. My youngest daughter is on a team, and she is part of a team that has kids from all different cities. It's an all-star team. And they get together to do these competitions, and they usually go to different cities and compete. And then when they go their separate ways, there's no tears. Fuck. I remember going to Camp Joy, meeting new people, and like, I ain't gonna never see this motherfucker again. And I got tears in my eyes. I lived over there, he lived over there, and I'm like, we ain't gonna never see each other again. Now, of course, I was a kid. And I'm like, damn, you look at things today, my daughter got friends that live in California, 1,300 miles away. And with technology being what it is today, they can stay in contact like this. They could be thief thin, all that old shit. They can be like that still. See each other every day, talk to each other every day. Who remember trying to make a long distance phone call when we was young? Do you know they used to charge by the click the minute? Go ahead and call New York if you want to. Lord knows if you call California and your mama got the bill. I had to hide my mama bill one time. I had to, and then I had to listen to my mama go off at the people at the phone company because my dumb ass didn't hid the bill. Because I know I got this buddy of mine, this, friend of mine, he was out in Cali, not in California. He was like somewhere out in the West Coast. So long ago, I don't even remember. And to be honest with you, when I was in Europe, I tell you what, y'all know how I am about receipts. Mama Bailey is somebody that I truly respect. She's known me since I was since I was in high school, a junior in high school. And she's now in the United States, but she knew me. She was one that gave me the confidence when I was in high school to be all I can be. I've said this on the show before. And I think they live in North Carolina right now, her and her family. But she saved me. I had like a $1,500 phone bill in Europe. And I couldn't leave that. My mom and them like, bro, you can't leave this phone bill. I had to sell all my DJ equipment. I had to sell everything that I worked for, everything that I loved. I had to sell it. And Miss Bailey, man, this is 30 years ago. Amazing that I can remember it as if it was yesterday. She saved my ass. I hope she watched this show because we're friends on Facebook. It's amazing. And her daughter, Tamara, happy birthday to you, Queen. She just had a birthday a day or two ago. They used to look at me like, Mom, you treat him like he your son. And as we got older, as I'm older now, I understand what she felt like. I know what she's saying, but there's no hate or nothing. But she did have that one little look like, you can't be treating this dude like he one of your children. You can't treat him as good as you treat us. I owe Miss Bailey a lot. But she bailed me out. She bailed me out of that situation. I was able to get the $1,500. I had to sell everything I worked so hard for that I plan on bringing back to the United States and starting my business of DJing, all that shit. I had saved up, did this, bought speakers, did this, bought mixers, did everything, had a crate full of records, all type of shit. And my dumb ass was on the phone calling the United States, racking up minutes. Shit was a $1,500 phone bill. And in Europe, they don't play that. They won't release your paperwork. They won't release you if you got outstanding debt, outstanding bills and shit like that. They won't let you leave. Now, how I'm going to tell my mama, like, hey, hey, my bad. Nah, ain't none of that my bad shit. Boy, you better go find out how you going to get that money. And mama raised that type of kid to go get that money. And I did, but thanks to Miss Bailey. She saved me. I know how to give people their flowers while they still here. Thank you, Miss Bailey. I still love you for that. You saved me. You saved me. And I never shared that story with anyone. It's basically like something that I've had on my chest for the longest. I bring it up every once in a while to myself. I think about it when I see a DJ on the internet or some shit. I just be thinking like, damn, I had all that shit. I had all that equipment. But we live and learn. As children, we live and learn. So who gonna answer that question? Who gonna answer that question about if we had parents and grandmamas and people like we had, how would this world be today? Wouldn't the respect factor be different? Would we have children out here thinking they already grown? Will we have kids out here shooting each other in the back of the head? How many shootings did we see like that when we were coming up? There were shootings. Matter of fact, when I was coming up, I used to go to the boys club, and I remember a young man that I knew at the boys club, his big brother got shot. Him and his friends was in the house in the apartment right across the street from the boys club over on Logan Street, downtown and over the Rhine. And I remember them coming to one of the little dances that we had and shit. And he came in sad. And he came in and told us that his brother got shot and killed. And we was like, what? What? Shot and killed with a gun? He was like, yeah, my big brother and his friends was playing with a gun in the apartment. And my mama walked in, and when she walked in, they was trying to hide the gun. and the gun went off. It shot my brother in the head, like in the neck, and came out his head, and he died instantly. Those are stories I used to hear. I wasn't listening to the news on Channel 5 and all those people back in the day, and I wasn't hearing. I know there was no Walmart, but I'll use the Walmart instance as an example. I was not hearing. Man shot in the back of the head in broad daylight at the local Walmart. I wasn't hearing shit like that. Matter of fact, dope boys today recruit. Back in my day, a dope boy would kick your ass. You come over there asking to move a pack. I know for a fact. Stanley and all of them. Nigga, get your ass out of here, bro. Your mama ain't gonna beat my ass messing with you, boy. Go to school. I'm talking about dope boys on the block. Nah, little Randy, nah, bro, gone. I had ambition. Nigga, I'm gonna be better. I'm gonna be better than you doing this shit. No, you ain't. You ain't getting into this. Remember? Where my root true players at? Where y'all at? They would just steer us away. Nah, you can't be. Look at Earl over there. You want to be like him? You leave this for us. We ain't got nowhere to go. This is what we do. You got a future. That's what OGs used to do. You know what the OGs do now? Oh, well, you under 18, right? Okay, you can't get in trouble. Matter of fact, in order to get into this shit, you got to go knock him out. Matter of fact, go rob that grandmama over there. Go do this. Go do that. Yeah, Crystal Wheelwright, what's good, sis? She said Stanley Restonhammer. You know who I'm talking about. Stanley kept me off them streets. If it wasn't for him, I'd have been one of the dumbest, roughest little niggas down on the block. Stanley kept me off the streets. Stanley will smack me in the head and he'll take whatever I had. Now go tell your mama I took your dope. Oh, my bad. I forgot where I was. Just telling the truth. Telling the truth. Y'all don't know. Where would we be if we had them little brothers, those true movers, them soldiers like that? Where would we be if my grandmother was raising today's generation, your grandmother, my mama? Where would we be? So listen, when you hear me say things like, oh yeah, the parent, I'm from the old school. I'm from the school where the parents actually put the work in and came up with better results. That's just me. Look, I'm no better than anybody. 15-year-old mama, granddaddy living all out in who don't really rock with me, who really my step granddaddy, if you want to call him that, because he really my uncle's father, but he helping my grandmother, and my mama is his stepdaughter, all this old goofy shit, and they ain't even married no more, and I'm out in Lincoln Heights calling him granddaddy, making friends out in Lincoln Heights, fighting and all this old goofy shit out in Lincoln Heights. I'm all over the place. All over the place. Life wasn't all that much better, but life was better guided back then. Life was much better. It was guided better back then. So I have to lay blame on those that are guiding now. I got to lay blame on the mother and the father who let an 18-year-old go up and shoot a store. I got to lay blame on a mama and a daddy who let a little kid go in and shoot up a grocery store. I got to lay blame there. Fuck was you doing for 18 years of that kid's life? I got to lay blame. When you got a 14, 15, 13-year-olds riding around a stolen car in the city of Cincinnati and shoot into a Family Dollar and kill another little 16-year-old, rest your heaven, pup. I got to lay blame on mamas and daddies. They got 13-year-olds hot wiring cars and stealing cars with guns and shit and shooting into a crowded Dollar Tree, Dollar General, whatever the shit it is, dollar something, $1.25 now. I got to lay blame on the come up, on the rising. You don't know where your 13-year-old is? You don't know that your 13-year-old got the heart. Listen, there is not a parent on this planet that don't know if they kid ain't capable of shooting somebody. We are, look, I know, listen, I ain't saying that you got a full-time gangster. I ain't saying your kid with some people, because I would never shoot nobody as a kid. But I was with some killers. I was with some guys that would take a shot. And that could have easily made me a killer. Like, in other words, I could have been caught up in a murder or caught up in some bad shit that I ain't had no intentions of doing. But it's up to my mama or my daddy or whoever is supervising me to keep me out of that line of fire, that traffic. They bear the responsibility of keep. That's part of raising a child. It's not putting Jordans on and Union, all these high class ass Jordans and jeans and fresh ass shirts and hats, and that's not being a parent. Keeping your kid freshly dressed and shit like that. That's not the root of being a parent. It's installing morals, principles, compounding your children. Yeah, I don't want to hear this shit because here come Wyatt preaching and shit. They don't want to hear this one. And then they turn around and think I'm on some hating shit because I blame parents. Well, I think I'm entitled to at least explain to you why I feel the way I feel. It's because of the generation I was brought up in. It was because of how I was raised and how you were raised. And yeah, it explains a lot of why we feel the way we feel. So when people think, you ain't got no business blaming the parent, kids gonna do what kids do. Yeah. Lost children do what they want to do. Children with no control do what they want to do. Now, there's exceptions to every rule or instant. You get a straight A student. You don't know he got a mental situation, and the one time he gives you something, it might be the first time he go through one of his mental episodes or a problem. It could be a doozy. It could be the end of it. And you never knew. That's one thing that can happen. But come on, man. You can't tell me. You can't tell me that you got mamas out here that's going to work knowing that they not watching their kid and their kids hanging with all the wrong people, because we hear it all the time. You know, you didn't heard some lady or some man or somebody say some shit like, see them people you rolling with, see, they gonna get you in trouble. They gonna fuck your life up. They gonna, because you didn't seen it. You know it. They know it. But since they got to go to work, put food on the table, keep Jordans and all that old shit on the kids' feet, they have no time for the shit that really matters. All they have time for is to make sure that the bills get paid. Wow. Think I'm trying to get canceled here. I think y'all gonna cancel me for this. My negative ass. Started off the conversation with my negative ass. I don't live off optimism. I don't live off of hope. My grandmother walked to Kroger's. I remember those days. You know, it ain't, Cincinnati don't have California or Florida weather. Cincinnati got Midwest weather. You don't just eat groceries in the summertime. We ate groceries in the wintertime. That route to Kroger's is the same route in the wintertime and the summertime. My grandmother took that same route, whether it was the wintertime or the summertime. So when I watch a woman walk the Kroger's in the wintertime, how else, what else, why else would I want to be anything but great? Because that's what she's installing in me. One of the reasons why I was embarrassed for some of the life choices I made is because I didn't have to make those I didn't have to do that shit. I didn't have to hustle. I didn't have to do certain things. I was never in hustling to win it. I was never like some king. I was never doing no shit like that. It was a lifestyle. It was a lifestyle and the little prestige that came with that little hustle lifestyle. I'm just being honest with you. I was never trying to be the pipeline and no goofy shit like that, because I know deep down inside the responsibility that comes with it. I was never trying to be all of that. But it don't take trying to be the best when you're making mistakes. See, I get the same time by being a marginal street kid or a full-time street kid or a sometime street kid or whatever. They get the same time. And I had different morals. When I seen what I was doing, how it was affecting other people's lives, it made me think. And the reason why it opened the door of my thoughts and make me think about some things is because of how I was raised. What would my grandmother say if she seen me doing this? What my grandmother gonna say if I get caught? How embarrassing is it gonna be for my grandmother to come down to court? What happens when somebody go tell my grandmother that they seen me doing such and such? How am I going to explain this? See, I had responsible people and people that was going to hold me accountable. My apologies for preaching this evening. I didn't mean to go there with it, but it took me there. Sometimes I end up in a place that I didn't know I was going. And sometimes it's hard for me to get back. But one of the things that I like to add, and I hope you guys okay with this, but one of the things I like to add to this podcast situation thing, I know there's other platforms, there's other shows. I don't think I worry about that. I want to contribute to that. I want to become an option. And in that being, me being an option, I kind of want to make sure that I'm fulfilling a place, a space that no one else is going. I don't want to talk about the same thing that the last guy talked about or the last lady talked about. I don't mind doing it, but I think the versatility. Oh my God, I can't believe this young man is in here. And I call him a young man because we the same age. Oh my God. This is my nigga, y'all. My nigga. Bruce Hassel, what's good, bro? That's one of my sandboxes. I mean, one of my true sandboxes from down the way who knew me as a soft-spoken Randy from the block, you know. Bruce says, it's truly embarrassing to have your hard-working mother take off for court. R.I.P. to your mama, bro. You know I know. Bruce, we live like 3 doors down, 4 doors down from each other. We ain't had shit, but we had each other. Bruce was like a brother to me, him and his brother Tony. We all from the same court. And he know what I'm talking about. That boy had one of the strictest mamas. Beautiful mama. Beautiful mama. I think your mama was, didn't she have some Jamaican? Bruce, I don't know, bro, but I just remember that your mom had some type of, she was Caribbean. She had some Jamaican or something. Because this has been 40 years. But your mama was unbelievably gorgeous. You know I mean that. Like, respectfully, like, your mama was gorgeous. I mean, she was, y'all look like her. But you specifically look like your mama. Tony's your older brother. Tall. But I'm trying to bring this, I'm picturing the whole situation in my head. And you know you got sandboxes with you when y'all done got y'all ass beat together. Like your mamas and shit, like you didn't watch your mama beat somebody, like they mama, like when you get whoopings in front of each other, shit like that. Those are sandboxes. And Bruce mama didn't play. Man, this world is something. This world is something. I feel sorry for the brothers that don't make it this long. I feel sorry for the brothers that don't get an opportunity to share some of the stories that I share. I really do. Because, and I hold us responsible. We're not putting the right things in these kids. We too busy trying to get 2-car garages and live a certain life a certain way. We didn't put all of the morals and respect and this. A lot of us have put all, even the ones that, even suburb parents. I ain't talking about no, I'm talking about people that, man, we just lost. And I'm first to admit it. But the first thing we got to do, and I know people make fun of me when I bring up the word chaos agents and shit like that. You have to eliminate people that are not holding us accountable. Want to blame everybody for situational points and shit like that? Nah, man, that shit ain't cool to me. That shit is not cool to me. It's not cool to me. I want to thank those that came in and said what's up to me today. I want to thank everybody that gave me a little bit of your time. Hopefully I'm fulfilling a space that we can all kick it and love each other, have fun, have a conversation. I'm not here to piss anybody off. I'm here to share some of my experiences. I'm here to share some of your experiences. I'm here where we can relate, have a good time, and at the same time, share some common goals and thoughts. Shout out to y'all. See you tomorrow, 5 o'clock.
Here's some music serving you some music. I'ma got a brand new song. Get down, let's get it on. Like we said before, see your brothers from the trouble, hit the busted bubble. As we rumble from our lower level to condition your condition. We're gonna do a song that you never heard before. But you all take along to the education. Brothers gotta work it out and stop chasing. Come on.
Yes.
In the street, all willing to work it out. Come on, y'all, let's go. So many of us in limbo, how to get it on. It's price over 3 stones. In the sun, we need a piece of this rock. Indestructible soul. Answers to this prison, to the brothers in the street. School and the prisons. History shouldn't be a mystery. Our story's real history, not this story. We gonna work it out. One thing till we all get paid. The right way is full, no bull. Talking, no walking, driving, arriving, and styling. Tell them soon you'll see what I'm talking about. One day, the brothers gonna whip it out. In 1995, your just to us as you raise your fist to the music. United we stand, let's divided we fall together. We can stand tall, brothers that try to work it out, we get mad. We vote, we rise, realize they're super bad. Small brothers, smart brothers, wanna be a victim of his own circumstance. Sabotage, shell shock, rock, and boom. They ain't no life of a fool. Like I said before, I'm living low. Life, take a time, your good, slow. And hear another thing to fear. Brother to brother, not another as sincere. Teach a man how to be a father. So never tell a woman you can't bother. You can't see it, don't know what I'm talking about. But one day, all the slip, all the brothers gonna whip it out. Brothers in the street all willing to work it out.